Well, with that, we wrap up our first look at 5. We thank you so much for joining us.
And stay tuned. The Channel 4 News 5:30 coming up next.
From Fort Lauderdale and Miami, this is Channel 4 News at 5:30 with Steve Abrams in Fort Lauderdale, Teresa Rodriguez in Miami, meteorologist Brian Norcross, weather, Tony Segreto, sports, and the Channel 4 News team.
Say goodbye to 1991. The whirlwind year of war to Willits is on the way out. We'll take you to New York for America's biggest New Year's Eve party. But will the party continue on Wall Street? Mixed results today after a powerful year-end rally. And the year in sex, a saucy look back at the scandals of 1991. Good evening from Fort Lauderdale. It is time to say goodbye to 1991.
And good evening from Miami. It's a time of reflection, resolution, and celebration. Let's begin live in New York, where thousands gathered to say hello 92. It's all happening in Times Square, and that's where WNBC reporter McGee Hickey spent the day.
Things are relatively calm here in Times Square right now, but in just a few hours, there will be absolute chaos with an expected throng of 280,000 people jammed in at this crossroads of the world to watch the 250-pound ball drop. And there'll be 2,000 cops along with them to try to maintain a relatively noisy peace. Since 1908, this is how most of us envision the passing of each year, with close to 200,000 jamming Times Square, complete with hats and honkers, as the 250-pound ball is lowered. And this year, there'll be extra police on hand because of the history of muggings, drunkenness, and random violence.
We're going to be out there for the holiday season, and we're going to get them.
And just in case you were thinking of driving after a little too much celebrating, Aetna Life has donated 12 video cameras to highway patrol cars to tape record any weaving and swerving.
Some bad talk going around town saying,
of course, there are lots of alcohol-free events, like this first night New York Marathon at Grand Central from now to midnight. Others include the Cathedral of St. John the Divine Concert for Peace and the Central Park 5-mile run at midnight, which begins with a costume parade at Tavern on the Green. And for the big moment at midnight, of course, there'll be fireworks in Central Park, the South Street Seaport, and at Prospect Park in Brooklyn. If you're watching this in your warm, cozy home, you've got the best seat tonight to see what's going on here at Times Square. Reporting live from Times Square, McGee Hickey, Channel 4 News.
For some reason, many of us think that as the new year turns, we can somehow summon the conviction to dump all our vices and change for the better. Resolutions are as much a part of New Year's as party hats and fireworks.
Stop biting my nails.
lose weight. That's it, lose weight.
How much do you have to go here?
About 40 pounds.
For all the homeless people to, I don't know, get better or something, because it's a bad problem.
I've already kept mine from last year. But my New Year's from last year was to have a better time this year, because last year I was totally sober. To live healthier.
World peace, and that's it. And say no to drugs, that's all.
What's your New Year's resolution?
To quit smoking and go to college and chill out.
I don't have one.
No New Year's resolution?
No, I don't.
You never make them?
No.
Because you break them?
Yeah, it's true. Don't make those.
And I'm quitting smoking again. If you've been watching the stock market this past week, then you know that Wall Street has seen a powerful year-end rally. Some analysts think it's a sign the economy is improving, while others aren't so sure. The only thing that is for sure is that it's been a year of surprises on Wall Street.
Right. Okay, Mr. Epstein, so we're going to buy 500 at 6 1/4, all or none, just for today. All right, sir, I'll call you back.
This was going on all over the country today, and with the economy the way it is, you have to wonder why.
It's an old saying goes, you know, when the world's coming to an end, you buy stock, and that's what they're doing.
What is it selling for now? 19?
No, it went down today. I think we're down a point today.
No kidding.
These folks were gathered at their Hollywood brokerage firm today, watching the ticker tape and discussing their investments.
I bought Upjohn, I bought American Express, I bought Chase Manhattan, and I bought a few banks, you know, and I'm doing all right for the stocks.
But the people who are trying to live off the interest from their investments are not doing all right. Interest rates are down, and so is their income.
The older people who invested only in bank CDs are now hurting very bad.
The bank doesn't give you hardly any interest, so why shouldn't I gamble? I feel I have a better return.
The only problem with gambling in the stock market is that if you don't know what you're doing and you aren't patient, you'll end up losing.
When you're buying stocks for income, you're really at risk. You don't know whether the income will continue to come in that way.
It's not a sure thing.
Yeah.
Sure that. I mean, you paid $130 for IBM and now it's 85, 86, 87, I don't know exactly. So it's a gamble, sure it's a gamble.
By the way, the market finished up just 4.92 points today after an up and down day. And this note about market investing, economists warn that if you can't afford to lose the money, then don't gamble on the market. You're better off leaving your money in a bank. You may get a lower return, but at least it is guaranteed. Despite the recession, there was a strong finish this year for the Florida lottery. Officials tonight say a special promotion called Lotto Month brought in $11 million extra this December.
Well, this fiscal year, we're about 3.5% below where we were last fiscal year. And sales in general were better in 1991. But we've had a very strong finish, and we think that this last quarter that we just completed, the last quarter of the calendar year, will be the best quarter the lottery has ever had.
Here's a shocker, Steve. The new year is bringing new taxes. Now, it will come at the gas pump, but it really won't hurt that much unless you drive a big rig. It's only 0.4 cents per gallon. But that means in Florida, you'll pay 38 cents per gallon in taxes, 4 cents higher than the national average. Steve?
New taxes, what a surprise. 1991 was a big year for the state pollution police, at least money-wise. The Department of Environmental Regulation opened more than 1,000 new cases this year and doubled the fines collected from polluters. The total collected, more than $6 million. No such luck for Dade County Environmental Police looking for a big fine over some mangrove destruction. Channel 4 environmental reporter Nick Bogert has the exclusive story for us tonight. Nick.
Yeah, Steve, we've called this the case of the $1 million mangroves because at one point that's how high the fine looked like it could have gone. Now, the judge's decision does uphold a few of the mangrove cutting charges the county lodged against Carlos and Marianne Cotto, so technically it's a win for the county, but the decision is peppered with blistering words about county tactics.
The protected mangroves on spectacular Mashta Point on Key Biscayne were cut in 1987 without the required permit. The county went after property owners Marianne and Carlos Cotto, first in negotiations, then in court. At various times, the county pegged the potential fine as high as $1 million. But the verdict levies only a $10,000 fine for the cutting of those $1 million mangroves. Judge Amy Dean blasting what she calls unusual and almost unreasonable behavior by the county's representatives. Judge Dean says the county kept inflating the numbers of violations and fine amounts in an effort to frighten the Cottos into compliance. That is just how Carlos Cotto saw it.
Every time that we challenged either the number of the mangroves that were cut or we talked about the violation, we talked about the fines, they kept raising it and raising it and raising it. We felt intimidated, we felt persecuted.
Well, I don't think anything like that was done to frighten anybody. We merely point out what the potential violations could be if a court were to impose the maximum penalties.
Stillwell says the county's fine calculations changed but once during the negotiations after county commissioners adopted new mangrove protection rules. He thinks the Cottos might have thought the numbers were changing more often because the difference between a branch and a trunk on a mangrove is a tough thing to tell. He thinks they might have been confused about just what charges they were facing.
But the judge says the county handled the whole mangrove cutting case inappropriately, though she still imposed a $10,000 fine on the Cottos. Now, Carlos Cotto's lawyers will try to get that fine overturned, and the school teacher says it is hard to figure, given the rest of what the judge said.
If she was able to see all of this, then how can she go ahead and fine us $10,000?
Now, the judge even agreed with the Cottos' contention that the county ignores illegal mangrove trimming done by its own workers. The county says that's not true and says it'll soon hand down a stiff fine for Metro's Parks Department for illegal trimming. Steve?
Thank you very much, Nick.
Well, just 2 minutes from now on Channel 4 News, loading up the kids and heading out to the parade, we'll have a live look at traffic and the complete rundown from our Metro traffic reporter.
Also, a liquor store shoot-'em-up suspect stays in lockdown. We're going to tell you why.
And from the Willits to Willie, a look back at the year in sex as only our Channel 4 photographers can. Stay with Channel 4 News.
Hi, I'm Bill. And I'm Bill. And we've come up with your new lottery game.
May I, Bill?
Go ahead, Bill.
Just scratch the dollar bills, and if the prizes match, you win.
But here's the neat part. Do you mind, Bill?
Not at all, Bill.
This is second play area, and you can win twice up to $5,000.
A stroke of genius, Bill.
The only thing we don't have
is a name.
Let's name it after ourselves.
The Hendersons?
My friend Al's having a big party to watch the big game. So I'm setting him up with some KFC Super Buckets. For just $9.99 each, he's getting 15-piece buckets, jumbo buckets of 36 hot wings, and variety buckets with 3 kinds of tasty chicken. I said, how are you gonna carry all these? Oh, maybe that's why I'm invited.
The KFC Super Buckets, just $9.99. Get them in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
This is the car. This is the time because this is the price. $199 a month leases you all the excitement of a 1992 Pontiac Grand Am SE Coupe. $199 a month gets you the safety of anti-lock brakes, air, automatic, stereo, cruise control. Lease Grand Am for $199 a month today. This is the price, this is the car, and this offer ends December 31st at JM, Palm, Sheehan, Colonial, Brickell, Hallett, or Williamson.
Hey, I know that going to school every day can be a real drag. But look at it this way. Every day that you show up, you're one day closer to graduating. One day closer to a diploma that's going to help you get a good job. So listen, don't think of school as a real downer. Think of it as a real future. The more you get your butt to class, the further you're going to get when you graduate. You got it? All right.
It's interesting, informative, upbeat.
I like it all around. I think it's an all-around great channel.
How teamwork works. Hire smart people.
Yes.
Cover stories that matter. Listen. Try new ideas. Pitch in. Work around the clock.
Our news this morning.
Do it again tomorrow. Channel 4 News. Watch this team work.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
No release tonight for a man who police say shot up a liquor store in Fort Lauderdale Monday. Robert Asenfelter in court today ordered held without bond and under suicide watch. Police say the man whose pool business was struggling fired several rounds out of frustration. One grazed a police officer's head. Charges against him include attempted murder. Imagine keeping a diary about a planned mass murder. Police say a Houston teenager arrested on charges of firing a semi-automatic rifle was making plans to kill. Officers say the 300-page diary included plans to kill children and a log of other mass killings. Now, the teenager was arrested after firing his rifle in a Houston apartment complex, stopping because he said the sound frightened him.
Gainesville student murders was a tragedy that shook the state and the nation. Tonight, the story of the investigation and indictment has been voted the top news story of 1991 in Florida by radio news directors. 5 students were killed, and after more than a year of investigation, a grand jury indicted Danny Rawling in those murders. That a review from Channel 4 photographer Jeff Garrett.
Well, another Channel 4 News crew is flying high tonight to give you a bird's-eye view of New Year's Eve traffic. And here is a live shot from Sky 4 with a look at Interstate 95 traffic. I understand that this is a stretch of the eye right somewhere in central Broward County that looks a little heavier, I think, heading south, maybe some folks heading over to the parade route. And remember, it's a good time to remind folks out there, please don't drink and drive. And if you are going to be driving, you are going to be drinking, make sure you have a designated driver tonight. Now, as you probably know, there are extra police patrols out tonight, along with DUI checkpoints. Also, right now, we have an update for you from Metro Traffic if you're trying to get downtown. Mike Paxton joins us now with some tips. And, What's the best way to head on down to the parade, Mike?
Well, the best bets race would be to take public transportation. Metro Rail, Metro Mover, certainly good options right now. Parking certainly at a premium. And we have some roads shut down. We have Biscayne Boulevard, US 1, Biscayne Boulevard, and Brickell Avenue shut down between Northeast 11th Street and Southeast 6th Street, and they won't reopen until about 9:30 p.m. And also the 95 exits that take you into the downtown area. Those are also shut down. As a result of that, we have a big backup southbound 95 exiting to 25th Road, the exit to the Rickenbacker Causeway. That is Channel 4 News traffic. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much,
Thank you, Mike.
I'm going to be heading down that exact same stretch of I-95 in about 10 minutes, so get out of my way. We'll take another look at
I don't plan to be there, Steve. I plan to be down the street.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the people out there on that road right now. We'll take another look at rush hour traffic later on the Channel 4 News.
And tonight at 6 o'clock, details of a tragic New Year's Eve accident. A child runs over his father.
Channel 4 News is coming right back.
At Walgreens, our pharmacy computers are customer-friendly, and whenever a generic equivalent is available, they print it right on the receipt. Walgreens, the customer's best friend.
Relieve dry, chapped hands and save money, too, at Walgreens. This week, Neutrogena hand cream is only $3. Plus, get a Neutrogena lip balm absolutely free. And don't forget to order extra copies of your holiday photos. Get a second set of regular or supersize for just a nickel a print. Happy New Year values from Walgreens.
Something new and exciting is happening at the Miami Seaquarium. Introducing the brand new wilderness extravaganza, the Great Glades Caper. The Miami Seaquarium. We're putting the wow back in water.
Super Bowl record book brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
In Super Bowl 18, Marcus Allen of the Los Angeles Raiders rushed for 191 yards. Who broke that all-time record? The answer after this message.
Oh, we're headed for a sellout! So get the Toyotathon 92 now! There are plenty of models under $10,000 and still lots of great deals, right, Ginger?
That's right, Squire. Listen to this.
I saved $1,800.
Incredible.
The deals are incredible. Option packages and special incentives could save you up to $2,300. Your Toyota dealer is doing whatever it takes to make your deal. Take off work if you have to. It's the final hours. You're still sitting there? Get the Toyotathon now.
In Super Bowl 22, Timmy Smith of the Washington Redskins shattered the all-time rushing record by running for 204 yards on 22 carries. For Timmy Smith, a page in the Super Bowl record book.
'Tis the season, and what better way to spend it than with your family and friends at Magical Village Holiday Theme Park, November 27th through January 5th. Call 651-8811 and date for more information. For scores, trades, draft picks, call Channel 4's free sports hotline and date 358-8000, code 4444. Broward 731-7000, code 4444. A service of the Real Talk Yellow Pages and Channel 4 News, your 24-hour news source.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
We're going to check in with Brian Allen now, who is live at Bayfront Park for the Orange Bowl celebration. Brian, I can feel the excitement even here in Fort Lauderdale.
There is a ton of excitement, Steve. We are right here in the middle of Biscayne Boulevard. As soon as this police officer decides to come through, I'll go and get out of his way. This is the Big Orange right here in the middle of Biscayne Boulevard. This is where a lot of the entertainment stops and performs when you see them at home, nationally on TV. They're expecting about 250,000 people down here tonight. And so far, by the best estimate, we've got about 197,342. Or 43, or 44, or whatever. But a lot of fun down here, and even though the parade ends at 8 o'clock, there's still a lot of things going on, including Bayfront Park. The Big Orange will drop at midnight, so come on down. And if you're coming, let's talk about the weather. We'll go ahead and show you what it looks like outside currently. There you see the conditions, 72 degrees in Fort Lauderdale, humidity 59%. Miami International 72, humidity 57%. Now then, as far as air quality goes for today, this is what we look like. Good in both Dade and Broward. Dade borderline, though, in at 50. The parade will get underway down here at 6:30 tonight. Here are our neighborhood weather watchers. Deerfield Island, 72 degrees and some clouds. 71 and some sun shining in Hollywood. Shenley Park, 74, and they've got some high, thick clouds. These aren't rain clouds. And high clouds and breezy in Key Colony Beach with a temperature of 70. As you can see, there are just a ton of people down here tonight. Silly String in the mouth. Everything gets underway here at 6:30. Burt Reynolds and Londi Anderson will be arriving here shortly for the parade. Susan Lichtman will have them. Let's go ahead and show you more of what's going on across South Florida. As far as the weather goes, let's take a look at the southeast. As we roll the loop, you can see what's been going on. Basically, these are high clouds. That's about all they are. Not really a lot of moisture in these clouds, so we're really not going to worry about showers too much. Maybe a couple for the game tomorrow night, but really, though, not that bad at all. Let's go ahead and talk about the forecast, and it goes like this. For the boaters tomorrow, winds north-northeast at 15 to 20. Seas running 4 to 6 feet. The bay's choppy, and tomorrow's surf temperature in at 73. For tonight, a great parade night, a low of 60. If you are coming downtown, bring a sweater. It's going to be a little bit cool, a little bit of a breeze off the ocean. And for tomorrow, quite breezy, a slight shower chance, a high of 76 degrees. And unfortunately, it looks like that slight shower chance, we may have a couple of showers come tomorrow night. Silly String for the game, so take the rain gear with you to the Orange Bowl to watch the Hurricanes beat Nebraska. Steve?
Happy New Year, Brian.
I'm sorry?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Stephen.
All right, Teresa.
Steve, Brian, talk about excitement. Tony Segredo has plenty to talk about in sports tonight. He's in our Miami newsroom. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Teresa. Have you ever been invited to a party and actually felt left out? Happens to me all the time. Maybe like you didn't belong. Well, that's exactly how the University of Nebraska is feeling heading into tomorrow night's game with the Hurricanes. Now, don't get me wrong, the Huskers feel they've earned their Big 8 title and their trip to Miami. But with all of the hoopla surrounding the Canes and the battle for who was number one, the Cornhuskers feel a little on the outside looking in.
It's been a weird environment down here with all the focus on Miami and some degree Washington. And it isn't like we've been ignored, but it's kind of like sometimes we're part of the puzzle that's a little bit insignificant. But it doesn't really, I don't think, affects us any. I think we're still going to play well.
Tell you what, that's how Miami felt last year at the Cotton Bowl, Southwest Conference territory, playing Texas. They really felt like outsiders. Now, yesterday we showed you the Cornhuskers preparing for the Orange Bowl by visiting Whirly Ball. I guess it helps your hand-eye coordination. What about the Canes? What's their mode of preparation? Well, with a field trip to the Miami Seaquarium last night, the whole team got an opportunity to see a private showing of all the festivities at the Seaquarium. They got to see the fish, the turtles, even Flipper. The trip set up by the Orange Bowl committee gives the players a break from concentrating on Nebraska.
All the things in Miami that you're not, able to afford to see being in college and on scholarship. So, they take us this thing, which was like $14, $15. We can't do that off $30 a weekend. So, this is an opportunity to see it.
It's a good time. We just get closer as a team. We have strong friendships between us, and it's good to just spend time with the guys.
Golden had always wanted to go to the Seaquarium, and last night he got to bring along someone special. Well, sort of.
That's my little girl. I always wanted to bring her to the Seaquarium, but I never could afford it. So today is my opportunity, so I brought a Seaquarium today.
And don't forget, tonight on Channel 4, right after the parade, Channel 4 Sports will have a 1-hour special, Canes Chase the Championship. Ned and Hank will join me along with special live guest Dennis Erickson. It's tonight at 8. Right after the parade, right here on Channel 4. And for those of you who are going to the game tomorrow or are going to watch the game on Channel 4, you Hurricane fans, you need to dress up accordingly. Look at this. All Sports, which is right next to the University of Miami, actually right next to Mark Light Stadium in Coral Gables, they've already made up Miami National Championship hats, and they have incredible, they have like 10 different designs, I'll put this in front of me, of T-shirts. You see, they're banking on Miami winning this game. National Championship here, this T-shirt with the rings on it already. For those of you who want to wear this paraphernalia to the game tomorrow or just have it in your house when you're watching the game, go to All Sports. They have great selection. They'll be open tomorrow from 10 to 6 right by the University of Miami. It's going to be a great 48 hours, Teresa and Steve. I can't wait.
Happy New Year, Tony.
Happy New Year.
Just ahead, the Noriega judge is on the mend and ready to watch football.
And at 6 o'clock, watching the economy for signs of life. Home sales are one, but the other signals are mixed. We'll have an update, so stay with us.
You know the kind of performance Acura gives you. You know the kind of luxury Acura gives you. But right now, you may not know the kind of savings Acura gives you. For a limited time, you could lease an Acura Integra for $199, an Acura Vigor for $299, or an Acura Legend for $399. But when this month is over, this deal will be too.
Nobody's gonna hit the lotto jackpot with numbers like these.
Boy, have I got work to do.
These numbers are all wrong.
This should help.
Okay, that'll be $15.98. What are you, clairvoyant?
Watch for this week's lotto drawing on Saturday night.
Price check and seafood, please.
New Year's Day, a day of resolutions. And Carl's presents a resolution you can stick to. Complimentary champagne and cheese, and 8 hours of savings on dramatic Thomasville, Bernhardt, Century, even Italian leather. Come to Carl's New Year's Day. With just 8 hours to shop, time is running out. Carl's, when ordinary furnishings just won't do.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Eckerd, Revco, Rite Aid, and Kmart. Makes a great gift.
Before I was old enough to date, I'd already experienced a dozen glorious romances. I also had known the terror of going down with the Titanic, the triumph of the little engine that could, and the thrill of solving a case with Sherlock Holmes. Reading was my passion then. Still is. You see, the more you read, the more you know. The better you do in school, the better you do in life. That's a promise.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
Just before we go tonight, optimism for the new year from Miami federal judge William Hoovler, the man running Manuel Noriega's drug trial. Hoovler let cameras and reporters into his hospital room today as he recovers from triple bypass surgery. He tells us he'll be back on the bench by January 27th. For a while, Hoovler says he'll only hold half days in the Noriega trial, but he expects to wrap it up in 5 more weeks. The judge plans to spend New Year's Day watching football from his hospital room, and he'll be home by Thursday, we're happy to report. Judge Hoovler, by the way, is a big Canes fan. Teresa.
Yes.
I already told everybody my resolution was to quit smoking.
And I hope this time it's for good.
Well, I did it a couple of weeks ago to take the pressure off, you know, the Tonight thing. And so far, I want to kill something. I want to kill anything. Anyway,
hang in there.
What's your resolution?
I think it's kind of obvious. I just want to have this healthy baby here and be a good mommy and a good wife and professional and keep doing what I'm doing. What can I do? It's kind of boring, you know?
Well, I'm not going to see you till 1992 now.
No, we won't see each other.
I want to wish you Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All righty, that does it for us at 5:30. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Teresa Rodriguez in Miami.
And I'm Steve Abrams in Fort Lauderdale. The Channel 4 News at 6 is up next.
Good night, Steve.
Good night, Terry.
Next on the Channel 4 News at 6, downtown Miami is filling up. 250,000 expected for tonight's Orange Bowl parade.
Police will be on the lookout for drunk drivers. Checkpoints will be set up throughout the area.
Plus, a teen accidentally runs over and kills his father with the family van.
And psychic predictions for 92.
The Channel 4 News at 6 is next.
Watch our teamwork. Channel 4 News.
From your 24-hour news source, this is Channel 4 News at 6. With Kelly Craig, Tom Randalls, meteorologist Brian Norcross, weather, Tony Segreto, sports, and the Channel 4 News team.